So guys, I'm really excited to record this session again for you guys. Actually, there was some technical glitch while I was recording this session during the initial time. So actually, I'm re-recording this session for all of you. So guys, in this session, so you guys might be aware today's session is Python for data science, and in the today's session we will discuss some fundamentals of Python. Okay. So before moving to fundamentals of Python, you all might be aware of the fact about what is AI, what is machine learning, what is deep learning, what is the difference among these terms, and why Python over R? Like why we use Python and we don't use R in this entire sessions of which we'll be doing in the further weeks as well. So yeah. If you guys want to know all of this, you guys can watch my previous videos. They are mentioned in the previous two videos. So do catch me up in those two videos. The link to those videos are provided in the description below. So don't worry about those links. And yeah, so in this today's session we will discuss something on Python keywords, on statements, comments, indentations. Similarly, we'll cover variables, data types, we'll cover input outputs, and meanwhile, we will cover the operators using Python. Okay, these are the basic thing actually. We will cover all of these concepts very fast. We'll go in the rapid fire mode, and we'll focus more on the conditional statements, loopings, and breaks and continues. We will focus more on these topics. And for all of these beginning topics, we'll go in rapid fire mode. Okay, hope it is fine with you all. Okay, so let's start with Python keywords. So guys, keywords are nothing. They are basically reserved words in Python. Okay, they are already predefined by any programming language. They are called Python keywords. Okay, so this is a simple snippet of code. As you press enter, it returns all the keywords using Python, and it also returns the length or the number of keywords in the Python library. Okay, so we are simply using len function here to print the number of keywords present in Python. Okay, that's what we are doing here. Now basically identifiers are basically the names which are given to the entities like classes, functions, variables. Okay, these are basically the names which are given to the variables, classes, and functions. What are the rules? Basically guys, just remember two statements here for writing identifiers. Never begin with a numerical variable, with a numerical value like 1 or 2 or 3. An identifier can never start with a digit, and you can use small case, uppercase, whatever. You can even use underscore in the beginning to write identifier. No problem in that. Along with numbers, you also can't use any special characters in an identifier, like a asterisk is equals to 10. It is showing invalid syntax because we can't use special characters, special symbols as an identifier. Okay, and global is equals to 1. It is again showing error because global is a keyword. It is not an identifier. You can see here it is a keyword. Okay, so we can't use keyword as an identifier. We learned earlier as well. Okay, so this is a simple overview on keyword and identifier. Nothing so fancy, nothing so complex. So let's move to next topic. It's about Python comments, guys. So Python comments are basically used when we have to describe what our code is doing. It is basically used by starting with hashtag print hello world. So it is basically saying this given line of code is printing hello world. Far more simple. Multi-line comments, either we can use hashtag in all the lines of the comments, or we can use triple quotes, or this we can use triple quotes. Okay, either single colon or double colon. That's our own choice. That can be done. And indentation are basically the ways to beautify your programming codings and all. Okay, it is basically used to understand like what part of code lies in which particular segment. That's what the indentation is saying. For example, here print I is indented, like we have indented this very particular statement. It is basically saying this. It is basically saying that print I lies inside this for loop. Okay. So that's what this particular indentation is telling us. So basically indentation are widely used, guys. Yeah, statements are basically the Python statements. They are basically the instructions that a Python interpreter can execute. It is a single statement. These are the multiple line statements, and again this is widely used. Okay, we will widely use in this entire course like this, like putting multiple statement in a single line using colon. Okay, this is one of the popular ways in Python. So yeah, these are something on comments and statements, nothing so fancy. Yeah, next topic is variables. So variables are basically used to store the value at a particular memory location. That's what the variable is all about. Now it is basically the process of assigning the variable. It is integer, it is float, it is string. Okay, it is a single assignment variable. Now if we have to assign multiple multiple variables in a single line, we assign it like this. Okay, now if we have to find the address of a particular variable, we use the function known as id. Okay, so x is equals to 3, print id x. It is telling that x is a variable having value 3 which lies in the memory location this. It is the address of this particular variable x with value 3. Similarly, y is equals to 3. We can see here, guys, both of these x and y have the same memory location. That's the observation here. Now next topic here we have is data types. So first data type popular in Python is numbers. Numbers include integers, floats, and complex numbers. Okay, so if we have to find the type of the data type, we use type function. Okay, so a is equals to 5, print a is of type a. So it is telling 5 is of type class int. Okay, so 5 is an integer, so it is telling us that 5 is of class int. Again 2.5, we are using the same format here. Using type function, we are getting 2.5 is of type class float. Similarly, 1 plus 2 it is obviously complex number. Okay, now finally boolean. Boolean basically represents truth value, either true or false. Yeah, a is equals to true, print type a. It is returning class bool. It represents that it is a boolean variable. Now Python strings, far more simple. It is sequence of Unicode characters, either denoted using triple quotes or the double quotes. That's your own choice. Okay, so for example here, this is an online AI course, print as. So yeah, this is printing a string here. Now print as 0, it is returning the first character in the particular string, so it is returning t here. So it's far more simple, guys, nothing so fancy. Now Python list. Python list is basically contains the items separated by commas and is enclosed within brackets. That's the definition of Python list. And meanwhile, Python list are flexible and immutable. That is, you can change the Python item in the Python list time and again. That is what the Python list is all about. It is one of the popular data structure used in Python. Okay, so yeah, here you can see print a1. It is basically printing the second element. Since indexing starts with 0, print a1 returning the second element, a second item in the list, which is 20.5. And as I said, lists are mutable, so we can easily change 20.5 to 30.7. Yeah, we can simply replace the values as well. So that's possible in list. But look, lists and tuples are exactly the same. The difference is that lists are enclosed by small brackets, and meanwhile lists are immutable. Okay, that's what the difference between list and tuples. Guys, we will discuss in detail about list, tuple, sets and dictionaries in the tomorrow's session in lots of details. Okay, so don't worry about this. The conversion of data type, simply we can convert one data type into next data type simply using functions like int, float and string, str functions. Okay, so float 5 represents 5.0, int 100.5 returns 100, string 20 represents 20 with a single quote. So in this way we can convert float like integer into float, float into integer, and finally integer into string. Okay, so these are the ways how we can explicitly convert you can see the data type from one to next. Yeah, quite cool. So guys, this is what it is all about. Yeah, so we have discussed some of the data types in Python, which are numbers, boolean, Python strings, Python list, Python tuples, Python set and Python dictionaries. Okay, we will discuss both of them in detail in our tomorrow sessions. Don't worry about that. and we have also seen some of the demos here on conversion between data types. So yeah, that's quite cool here. Okay, next topic now here is Python output and Python input. So Python output simply can be used, we can simply use print function to get the Python output. We have been using it since the beginning of our session. Yeah, so yeah, what we see here, we are simply printing the value here. Nothing so fancy here. Again here, using the format function, we are simply printing the value of A is 10 and B is 20. That's quite simple. Guys, simply here we are using the format function here to print the values. Yeah, and for input we are simply using our input function. Num is equal to input integer number, print num. Simply it is asking from the user, it is asking from the user, for example 10, so it is simply printing the number as 10. Quite simple. Yeah. So next topic today is operators. Hopefully guys, I might be going quite fast. Okay, so sorry for that, but I feel these are the simple topics which must not take a lot of time. Okay, so that's the reason I'm covering these topics very fast. Okay, so you guys are covering with me. Don't worry, I will share this Python notebooks to you, okay, in the description. So don't worry about these notebooks. You can open these notebooks in Anaconda Navigator. Okay, I will even guide you on how to install Anaconda Navigators and all, so don't worry about that. I will send you the documentation on how to install this and how to initialize Anaconda Navigator to get started with this IPython notebook. Yeah, so don't worry about that as well. Okay, let's continue with operators. So operators are basically the special symbols which are basically used to carry out the computations and all. Okay, so here we will discuss about arithmetic operator, relational, logical, bitwise, assignment, and some of the special operators. Okay, so arithmetic operator basically they are used for arithmetic calculations like addition, multiplication, subtraction, divisions, modulo divisions, and floor divisions, and eventually exponent. Okay, you can see here. It's quite more simple. If you're a computer science student, guys, it is getting this output is quite simple, frankly speaking. The comparison operator basically they are used to compare the values using greater than, less than, is equals to, not equals to, greater than, equals to, less than, equals to, and so on. Yeah, so that's quite simple. Logical operator basically they are used to find the logical equivalence between two variables. Okay, and returns true if both of the variables are true, or represents true either if either of the variables is true, and not simply, it simply reverts the value. That's quite simple. Now special operators after logical operator, we have is and is not are the identity operators. First of all, we will talk about identity operators, and then we have membership operators, which is quite an interesting operator commonly used in Python. Okay, is operator. Basically guys, is and is not are the identity operator used in Python, and yeah, you can see here A is equals to 5, B is equals to 5, print A is B. So it is obviously true because A and B have particularly the same value here. Yeah, so we can see the next session here where we have the tool list, guys. You can see here print L1 is L2, it is returning that both lists are same. So guys, yeah, it is quite simple, and here we have discussed a lot of operators in details as well. So see you in the next video, and if you guys have any doubt till now, you guys can leave a doubt in the comment section below, and yeah, see you in the next video, guys. Love you all.